Good morning. Hello. Good morning. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook, and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I am here to create or share with you in this healing event. It's a special monthly healing event, exclusive for some of my patrons on Patreon. So I have 5 people on my personal healing time today for this particular event. So I've got my heater on, my little fan heater, because it's quite cold and frosty here. So if you hear a bit of a fan noise while it's on, that's why. Yeah, we had quite a thick frost this morning, which is quite beautiful. Beautiful sunny days, but cold. So I trust you're well. It seems my Facebook page has been reactivated this morning, so just about half hour ago. So I will be back on Facebook by the look of it from when I'm done this video. So thank you so much for your patience. So welcome. So each month, usually towards the end of the month, good morning, David. Hello. Lovely to see you. So usually towards the end of the month, I create this healing event, and what it is some of my patrons who pledge at a certain level, at the $50 level, they have access to this particular healing event. So what happens is I'll be tuning in to each individual on my list today. So I have 5 people, and I'm going to be tuning in specifically with them, or with you if you're one of them, for about 10 minutes or so, and see what's loudest in your vibration. So what's loudest in your energy is going to be what stands out the strongest for me, and I will then talk through and share what I'm picking up, and do whatever we need to do to shift any blockages or what have you. We don't have a lot of time to connect. Like if we were doing like an intuitive healing, that would be for an hour or longer, then we could go really deep. So what happens in these sorts of shorter connections is that the louder stuff, we get that sort of sorted out. So see how it feels for you. If you're not one of the people on my list, then welcome anyway. I do trust that something that's shared supports you or feels like that I'm talking directly to you. It's no accident if that's what happens. It happens. I've been doing these for a very long time. I used to do them on through internet radio, and time and time again for years, probably 8 years I've been doing this for, and I would always get emails from people saying that reading, that guidance, that healing connection that you made for whoever, that really resonated with me, and it was like you were talking directly to me. So, I do feel it's no accident that you happen to be here. So just be open-minded, keep your heart open to receiving what it is that you need that's strongest in your vibration at this time. If you are on my list, then welcome, and thank you so much for your support, and I really look forward to connecting with you. So I have you sitting in my little bird's nest. This is one of my little ceramic bird's nests, and I've got all of your names here on paper. So I'm going to pick you out randomly and focus in that way. So let's see who's first today. We'll go with this here. This person, it is Carol White. Carol, take a nice big breath. If you're not watching live, it's okay. As you connect with the replay, you can imagine that you're connecting live. Imagine that this is real time. So I'm going to pull a healing energy card for you, Carol, and then I'll tune in and we'll see what's loudest in your vibration. So take a nice big breath. And your best card is this. New vibration, card 38. This is really good. So this talks about new energy coming in. So let's just stop and tune in and see what's loudest going on here. So the first thing I'm picking up is energy moving below the shoulder blades. So on the shoulder blades, but just slightly below on both sides. There seems to be some energy that's moving. It feels like almost like something growing out of here, almost like wings or the wings is probably the best feeling that I have with this energy that I'm picking up at the moment. So it feels like there's something growing, like wings, just under your shoulder blades, and they're growing. It feels like they were small previously, and they're growing now, and they're going through this massive important time period now of growth. So I feel over these next couple of months there's going to be rapid growth that happens for you, and I feel like it happens very quickly, and this growth is helping give you your wings to fly, your wings to it feels like swiftly move forward into your life with confidence and motivation. I feel like previously you've probably been feeling a little restful or slow moving and really quite content in not having obligations, not having responsibilities, and also not having distractions. So there's been this ease of this restful energy, but I feel like things are building now, and things are starting to, the engine's starting to rev, the engine's warming up, and I feel like in the next couple of months there's going to be a really strong and clear motivation for what you want to do. And you may not have felt motivated before because you were in a different, more restful phase. So the energy is starting to shift for you as you grow and grow your wings so you can move swiftly forward. As you prepare to move swiftly forward and the engine warms up within you, I can feel some energy moving here below your navel in your sacral chakra. So this is your emotional center, your creative center, your sexual center as well. So there's something shifting in here, and I feel like this is old emotion. It may even be a little bit of anxiety or nervousness about getting back out into the world again, or getting back out into movement and feeling motivated to move forward in your life and wherever you're being led in that new direction. So it's almost like becoming so comfortable in the restful zone, there's a little bit of a shifting, a stirring up here in the belly of the potential of moving again when you've really enjoyed the sort of contented, slower energy is the feeling. So what you're being encouraged to do is really breathe through any anxiety or fear or even resistance that's coming up on an emotional level, and allow yourself to really let that go and sort of, in some ways, gently just push it away. Push it away from your body, push it away from your belly, and just allow things to happen. So be careful that you don't get too, what's the words here? I can feel it. Be careful that you don't get too rigid in your maybe overthinking what you're stepping into, but really keep in the flow. Really keep in the flow and the movement from your heart and the pull from your heart, but also the movement from these wings that are growing behind you, that are really pushing you and motivating you forward. So I'm being drawn now down to your feet, which feel a little slow in energy. So it feels like this action, this activity, this movement, this warming up of the engine, if you like, that's also going to help get that, we could say almost like the blood flowing back down to your feet, and the energy moving back down to your feet too, and into your legs themselves. So there's a movement that wants to build up. Let's grab a Healing Energy Cards number 2 from my In Creation deck, and I'll just see what this wants to add here, Carol. Oh yeah, your legs are actually really quite excited about what you're preparing to move into. So there's almost like running on air, and this is a part of that engine revving up. So I feel like soon you're going to actually feel quite motivated to take the action that you need to take. Oh, here's our wings. So we have card 100. It says making a wrong right and releasing guilt. Releasing guilt, and this may be, and I'm feeling that energy down in your sacral chakra again, this may be connected with that energy that's stirring down in your belly. So if there's something that you're feeling guilty for, or something that feels not quite right to you, and you need to make amends or resolve an issue or release that guilt, because there's no need to feel that, and just allow yourself to gently push all that stuff, that guilt, that fear, any resistance away especially from your belly here around your sacral chakra. But this is you. This is you preparing to fly into the new beginning that's opening up for you. This is you. This is after your engines are warmed up. This is after your wings have grown and you've gone through that big growth at your back. And this feels like all that stuff that's whirling around here in your belly that you're carrying with you, that you've been encouraged to drop as you take to flight. That you'll realize that there's nothing to feel guilty for, there's nothing to feel resistant about or scared of, that you are actually going to be fine as you move forward, as you fly forward into the new vibration that calls you. So things are moving, and you may resist it, especially if you're quite comfortable in the restful phase of this restful space. So just see how you go and allow the energy to shift as needed. So thank you so much, Carol, and thank you so much for your support. Okay, next is this person. It's David Magness. David, if you're still watching, it's you now. So take a nice big breath and we will see which card comes up for you. It's a nice big breath and just allow yourself to settle into your body. And your card is this here. It's card 13 called Meditation. So this is about simplicity. It's about being aware or being attentive to not, observing whether you're making things too complicated or not, or too overwhelming or putting too much pressure on yourself. This is about keeping things simple and almost returning back to basics is the feeling here. There's also a connection here with staying focused. Staying focused on what feels right, rather than focusing on all the myriad of things that are going on. So this is just staying focused and honing in what is important to you, what's important to you in these moments. So take a nice big breath for me, David. I'm being drawn straight to your heart chakra here, which feels like it's stretching out, stretching across on the horizontal. It's also, as it stretches across on the horizontal, it's also stretching in a different way through the back. So it's almost stretching open and back here at the front, and at the back it's stretching and coming almost like concave, coming this other way around. So yeah, they're both feeling concave, and this energy at the back's almost parallel, moving parallel with this energy at the front. So very concave and concave. So it feels like your shoulders just really wanting to sort of squeeze those back together as much as possible and really opening up through the heart. So there's this stretching, and I feel like you're being really stretched out of your comfort zone, especially in regards to your heart, and maybe doing things or connecting with things or wanting to do things in a way that may be completely out of your comfort zone and feel a little bit awkward or a little bit maybe even complex. And you're being reminded to keep things simple as you stretch open and stretch out of your comfort zone in your heart. This is having a what would you say, an equal effect on the back of your heart as well. So this shows me that there's old heart energy that's stirring up and shifting away around your back, and especially connected with burdens that you've been carrying for a while, especially connected with love. I feel this is connected with love, either your self-love, relationship, or your love for life. So let the old burdens drop away at the back as you stretch open your heart and really stretch out of your comfort zone. As you stretch out of your comfort zone and really stretch this heart area for you, it's also stretching right through to your shoulders, around to the sides of your shoulders as well. So this is showing as well this great shift in burden that you've been carrying, that's connected or associated with love, and especially from the past, but burdens that you carry here. I'm being drawn now down to your left hip, but just above the hip bone. There's energy shifting through here. In fact, it feels a bit itchy or tingly through this area. So this is connected with the sacral chakra. And I feel like this is connected perhaps with a female figure because it's on the left side. And something here that I feel quite sensitive about. I feel like there's something you're probably quite sensitive about in regards to this love connection, but a strong emotional connection too. So this is somehow connected, and I feel like it's connected with the past stuff connected with love. And this is probably past love hurts or past love issues connecting with probably a person from your past that you're still holding on to, almost like joined at the hip. It almost feels like, you know, as a woman, when we carry our babies, we sort of carry them there resting on our hip. And I sort of get that same feeling here over your left hip. It's almost like carrying this love or carrying this energy through, and maybe weighing things up against this old love. You know, as you move forward, maybe you're measuring or comparing things up compared to this person or this experience that you had from the past, connecting with love. And I feel like it's time to take this away because or to release this, because it feels like it's actually creating a restriction in that energy that wants to stretch and wants to grow through the heart here. So with this energy there that you're comparing or measuring up against this person or against this energy, I feel like in some ways it's restricting the potential that you can access here in the heart. So if you're finding that there's not a lot of progress or there's some barriers that you're finding in love and connecting with love, you might find that it's likely connected with this person, this entity that you carry here on the left side that you keep measuring things up against, and you might do it without even realizing it. So I feel like we need to release this. It's like this big baby you're carrying here, and this wish, this old love that you had, or this old measuring device in some ways, where you measuring up love. So I feel like we need to release your hold on this. I can feel your arm around it, like you've got this baby here on your hip. And I feel like you just need to release this energy. So releasing your arm, pulling your arm back, and allowing this baby just sort of drops back on its back and just softly lands on the earth where it returns back to love. So with that energy gone, I can already feel some energy moving. It feels like a flurry of liquid sort of energy, like water, coming into this area just above the hip, and in fact this whole left side and through the left arm as well. So this cleansing, watery energy coming in and clearing out the emotional baggage that you've been carrying with this old love, and allowing yourself to let go, and really flicking that left arm and that left hand and dropping that burden from your shoulders, especially that left shoulder, and letting it go, and letting it go, and letting it go. And this suddenly, immediately brings peace to your heart. And I don't know if you were realizing it before, but there just seemed to be a measurement or a comparing or a weighing something up, maybe with what you want or what you're choosing or what's coming for you in your life, or what your intentions are against this person from your past. So with that cleared, there feels to be an almost instant feeling of peace in the heart. It feels less desperate to open and stretch, and it feels more content just to be in the space of love. And same with the back of the heart as well. So even though you're stretching out of your comfort zone, there feels to be less desperation and more of being at peace with what it is that you're feeling, and letting love in a more simpler, gentler way. So let's grab a healing energy card too to finish up David and see what that wants to add. And yeah, I trust this resonates. Okay, your best card is here. Ah, yeah, card 79, reset. It says this is your chance to start over. And look, we have 2 mandalas. This is your chance to reset and start over with love. So when any of us are comparing, whether it's a parent figure or a lover or a child or a co-worker, or even, I found this a little bit actually with my band. When I was in the concert band for about 3 years, we had this fantastic musical director. And I just really resonated with this way. I really wanted to learn. I wanted to improve my music playing. And then he left and moved to another band. And I found myself automatically, because I missed him so much and I loved the way that he directed, I found myself very much comparing all other musical directors to this other one. And now it's a year and a half or something later, and I've had to come to peace with that person has moved on. And grateful for the time we had together, but trying hard now not to compare. And I feel it's not fair to compare other people against, someone like that. So that's sort of what I'm feeling here. So with this card for you, David, reset, it's a chance to start over. It's a chance now to birth a new form, a new version of love, one that's simpler, one that supports you, one that's not so complex or complicated or overwhelming, but something simple and gentle. So this is your chance to start over again in love. So thanks, David. I trust this resonates and supports you, and thank you so much for your support. Okay, let's continue. I've got 3 more people on my list. If you would love to be on my list for next month, then please have a look at my Patreon page. The link is in the video, and it's the $50 pledge or more. You can just join for the month, just a one-off. You can hang about for a few months or however long you want to. You can cancel any time. So if it's something that resonates, then have a look if you're inspired to. KantiDevi, you're next. KantiDevi, take a nice big breath and we will see what comes up for you in your connection today. So nice big breath. Oh, feeling energy, very heavy energy coming in around the back of the throat. Oh, it's actually not even, or the back of the neck, but it's a bit lower than that. Okay, KantiDevi. Your card is Truth, and this connects with the throat, so that's interesting. Card 49. So this is very much about cutting away illusion and aligning further with your truth, the truth of who you are. And your truth is not going to be the same as mine, or anyone else's. So it's very important as we are on the quest, if you like, for truth, or uncovering or understanding what our truth is. It's really important that we trust in what we feel is right or what we feel is true for us, and allowing that truth to grow and evolve and change as we grow and evolve and change. And I feel that this is key here for you, KantiDevi. I feel like there's something that you were quite comfortable sitting in and quite tolerant of in your past, that in some ways was your truth. It was okay. It was what you're accustomed to and what you were used to, what you tolerated. But I feel like these last 6 months there's been something unsettling. And I feel in many ways this is a shift out of illusion and further into the truth of who you are. And this shows that you've gone through a massive growth, especially in the last 6 months, but in probably the last few years. I feel like even the last 6 years, where you've sort of been discovering more about yourself, but still conforming to your old truths and your old beliefs. And now I feel this last 6 months or so that there's been, instead of being the new you that you're becoming and going along with your old beliefs, I feel like there's something now that doesn't match or doesn't resonate or doesn't or match with those old beliefs that you could keep doing before. It feels like you can't do that now. So there's a big shift in your truth and a big shift out of illusion and who you think you are. Who you think you are is shifting. So as you change who you think you are, you're going to align more with the truth of who you are. And as you're doing this, I'm feeling a very heavy energy coming in on the right side of the neck, but just below the neck. So if this was the neck, it's sort of, you know, down here, but around the back. So there's a muscle there, actually. I don't know what the muscle is, but right in there, there's a sort of heavy thunk or blunt object sort of pressure that's coming in around this side. So this is old energy that's halfway between the throat area and the heart. So this is connected with your truth, and it's also connected with I feel like your essence, the essence of who you are. I feel like there's the essence of who you are sits in here, and it feels like a little egg, like a little chick that's just not long hatched out of an egg, and it's sitting in one of those nests. I don't know if you have them there, but in the cliffs that we have here, there's little birds' nests in the cliffs, and you can see all these little birds going up and tending to their nests and their chicks and their eggs and what have you, or sleeping, I suppose, in these little nests that sit along the cliff. And it feels almost like this is a cliff and a nest in this area that I'm feeling, and this little chick. And this little chick represents you and your essence, and this feeling of being fairly recently hatched. So hatching out of the illusion, hatching out of what you used to tolerate, and what has changed for you, especially in regards to your culture, your beliefs, and what you've been programmed to think and feel and do and, you know, take action with. So this chick sits here in the sort of cliff nest of your back. And this chick is hungry. It's almost desperately hungry for information, for truth, for knowledge, to be nourished. And a little bit actually like when I was connecting with David just before, almost this peace that came over the heart. And I feel like this is what's needed in this area for you, KantiDevi, is an ease to come in instead of a almost like a flighty desperation for the information and wanting it yesterday. We could really take this back to the patience energy, and this has been very strong in these last few days. So there is a need, I feel, for some patience to come in as well, and that there is no rush. There is no rush as you're searching for your truth. There is no rush as you're shifting out of illusion. You will know if there feels to be an urgency, because you will feel that it needs to be, something needs action now. And then in between that, there should be like a patience or a peace, and being okay to just let things sort of happen. So I feel this little chick, this represents too that desperate part of you, that almost that little bird on your shoulder that whispers in your ear and tells you that whatever that it might be telling you, you know, it might be actually repeating your old beliefs, repeating your programming, repeating that doubtful mind, those thoughts in your own mind. So in some ways I feel that we need to cut out this chick. It feels like it's never going to grow, it's always hungry. And divert your energy from that area into the throat at the front, which is where you can establish and connect with your truth in a more genuine way. So this chick now looks like, well, it's shifted, and it now looks like almost like a growth or a bit of a bad patch of skin around that area, and I feel like I want to cut it out. So just imagine I've got like this scalpel and just cut out like a cone shape going in, and cut out this piece, this desperate piece that needs it yesterday, that feels impatient, that feels like it needs to rush, or feels feels like that. So pull that out and drop it down to the earth, where it just returns back to love. And in this area now fills up this really deep pink energy. It's like a magenta pink that fills up that cone that was taken out. And this now brings your energy back to the front here, back to your throat, back to your heart. And this ease of sitting into this area like you're a curled up little wombat or a curled up little koala sitting in here in this pouch of your heart, but also up into your throat, where these two energy centers almost overlap and combine, where you mix your love with your truth, where you sit in the essence of your being, the essence of your heart, and feel safe to be that part of you, but also feel safe to express and share and create and dress and be the way you need to be. That's comfortable for you. So this little young, like wombat, looks like little young wombat sitting in here in the pouch of your heart, sleeping, curled up, growing as well. Let's grab a card from my other deck and see what this wants to add here, KantiDevi. Whoops. Okay. The best card to add here is this. Ah, interesting. Card 96. Eek. It says broken heart. Dealing with disappointment. Ouch. Ouch. This is a very ouchy card. So this is most likely connected with that energy that I was talking about around the back here, and disappointment that you have, or even a broken heart sort of feeling here. Now the broken heart can also be, doesn't necessarily have to be connected with relationships. It can also be connected with things that have affected you deeply in your heart, in your life, that have been a real challenge for you to go through. You know, the disappointment where it could be connected with a parent figure or just a figure around you that disappointed you or broke you in some way. And this is a part of you that wants to now be healed. It wants to come out and it wants to come out of hiding, and the light, this is like a curtain of light that wants to come down over this part of you. It wants to bring light into the darkness and bring that light out of your heart, out and into the open from your heart. So I feel this is going back into what we've been doing around the back here, which is where I was feeling it. And maybe this also signifies some more work or maybe some more focus for you to consider around this, KantiDevi, especially if this resonates and really speaks to you and makes sense to you. So removing the illusion, so aligning further with your truth, which is also about confronting any disappointment and dealing with it, and allow light in, which we could say it's not dissimilar to this card. You know, if this was the sword of truth coming down, this is our sword of truth. So this is bringing light, it's bringing love. This is bringing light, it's bringing love, it's bringing truth. And both have these figures too, and this energy, this is moving down, this is probably this is moving down too, more in that corner. So these are so similar, just in appearance. So see how this sits for you, KantiDevi, and allow yourself to sit in that comfort, and maybe even imagining yourself as this curled up cute little animal, like a koala or a wombat or another animal that you know, just curled up in this pouch of your heart and your throat, and see how that feels, and just sort of sit in it and let the energy move, let the energy come to the surface so you can heal it. So thank you so much. Trust this resonates, and thank you so much for your support. Okay, let's have a little drink. So I trust you're all doing good. You're all feeling well there. Hello, Jerry. Lovely to see you. I am live. Excuse me. And I've got 2 more people on my healing list here. So the next person is this person, which is Susan Sonsteng. And Susan, let's see what comes up for you. Okay, Susan, nice big breath, and anyone else who's open to receiving, let's see what comes up for you. Okay, we've got this card for you, Susan. Card 6, self-searching. Oh, wonderful. Thanks, Jerry. Self-searching. So this is reminding you not to look too far outside of yourself. This is reminding you to turn your gaze inward and look inside for the answers, for the information, even for the guidance, for the help that you need, for the support that you need as well. It says, stand in your power, and it is safe for you to express your truth. So truth is coming up again. Hi, Anita. Hi, everybody. So interesting. Okay, Susan, take a nice big breath and we'll see what's loudest in your vibration here. Okay, so I'm seeing just outside of you, so just in front of you, this chalice. So it's like a cup like this and a cup. So it's actually like an hourglass shape. We've got a chalice sort of shape at the top and a blade shape at the bottom. And these are sitting just in front of you. So, you could almost, you could definitely reach it. It just feels like a foot or something in front of you. So you can see it very close, just here. So there's a chalice and a blade. So we've got the blade of the masculine. So the blade of the masculine, this is about rising up. And the chalice of the feminine, which is about dropping in deeper. So we can think of the oceans and the mountains. We can think of the womb. We can think of the male body parts. So there's a balance that's maybe being seeked or sought or searched for. A balance that's just outside of you. So it's sitting here just, I wouldn't even say just out of reach. It's just out of your body. So it's just here. And it feels to be a balance, a depth and a rising. A balance of yin, yang, masculine, feminine, above and below. This deep understanding of how things fit together in your life, in your relationships, and with the things that you're dealing with in your life. Because when you get the yin yang, when you get the masculine and feminine, when you get the chalice and the blade, things fall into place. Things about our life that we weren't sure about, it just seems to all make sense. So there, you're on the verge, I feel, of this discovery of a deeper sense of connection and understanding about yourself and your life that may be directly connected with the yin yang, the masculine feminine energy, the depth and the rising, and that balance that wants to come through. So what I do is the chalice feels gold, and so it feels like the chalice and the base of the chalice, the masculine and feminine, it feels like a soft gold, and actually just gently push this into your body. So the chalice now sits here at your right here at your brow, up, and the base, the masculine, sits down here and actually just sits here, right here on your collarbone. So this chalice, this masculine and feminine, has now been pushed into this area of your body. So it's not outside of you now, not something that you're looking for, but something that's actually inside. Now, as this sits in here, it's creating a bit of pain here on the right side of your collarbone. So I feel like this feels heavy on this side. So energetically, there's a heaviness here that's connected with the throat. So it's connected with your truth and what you want to discover. But also there's a feeling here about how you feel about yourself. And this feels a bit, this area of your body feels a little bit like energetically a little bit swollen or a little bit bigger than, say, the other side, which is why it feels heavy sitting here. It feels sensitive and a bit swollen. I was trying to think of what the word was. A little bit swollen in here. So we just need to calm this down and shift this old energy that you've been storing in here. Okay, so just feeling now what and how we're going to do that. It feels swollen with air, so it tells me there's a lot of mental energy that's connected here, a lot of thinking that goes on that connects with this heaviness around here in your collarbone on the right. And I feel like I just want to puncture that swollen area all along the collarbone here. I want to puncture that with like a really fine needle and let the air out. And as the air whooshes out, it is a bit smelly and a bit toxic. So these feel like old thoughts that are toxic thoughts, which we could call negative thoughts if you like, or thinking the worst, that sort of thing. And these get gently pushed out. It feels a bit off, the energy that's been sitting in here, a bit toxic, a bit rotten, we could say. So that pushes out. It's bringing up energy that's coming right up in here to the teeth and the jaw as well. So there's probably a connection here too with what you say, or also maybe what you suppress or what you don't say. So that's also coming up, and just squeezing the last of that stinky air out. And now this area is flat. The sensitivity of it has also subsided as that energy in the air's moved out. And now the chalice, the base of the chalice, that masculine part, that part of you that wants to rise up, the part of you that's motivated for improvement and moving towards your passions and living a fulfilling and meaningful life for yourself, that energy too has... Hello, hi Linda. That energy too has shifted. So now the masculine energy, the base of that chalice, can sit quite comfortably on your collarbone. The female, the chalice part, the depth part, the upper part sits here just over your nose and up towards your the brow and up towards your devil's horns if you had them. Up towards this area, the temple, above the temple. Okay, so this actually feels really good. I feel like you're on the verge of like a breakthrough, the verge of more meaningful connection or understanding, wisdom, knowledge that you are soon to tap into and understand. And like I said before, I feel like this is going to help things fall into place. It's going to help give meaning to the areas of your life and the things that you've been through and the way and the person that you are. It's going to help give meaning and just bring all that stuff together and into perspective. So Susan, let's grab a healing energy card too and see what that wants to add. I trust this resonates with you. You've still got a lot of energy moving here. So there's still some residual energy that's shifting out. So just allow that to be released as you merge with your yin yang, the masculine feminine. That is you. So your card is this. Look, it's card 103. It says the runway is clear. Preparing for the new arrival. So you're preparing for the new arrival of wisdom, of knowledge, of meaning, where what you've been looking for perhaps outside yourself more than you realized, is actually going to be revealed. It's like an epiphany. It's like a breakthrough. So you're on the verge of it now. You're standing in the doorway of this breakthrough. You're standing in the doorway preparing for the new arrival of this information. So you won't need to force it. In fact, it won't ever come if you try and force it. It's something more to sit with and let happen and let unfold as you move through your day-to-day stuff. Trust what you're inspired to do. Trust what you're inspired by and what you're curious about, and explore those things further, because something's preparing to fall into place for you, and it's going to make everything seem clearer, and well, you just have to find out. But it feels exciting. So thanks, Susan, and thanks so much for your support. I trust this resonates. Okay, I've got one more person I'm connecting with, and then I will be finishing. So thanks for joining me today, everybody. This is our Patron personal healing event. I've got the healing list event coming up on Friday. So there's another healing event coming on Friday. So let's connect with this last person. It's Annick Beal. Annick, take a nice big breath and we'll see what comes up. Okay. Oops. Okay, Annick, your card is this Inner Child, card 53. This talks about coming out of hiding. It also has, of course, an inner child connection, so it's about connecting with, supporting, caring for your inner child. And it's also about bringing your inner child out. So when your child, that inner child that is you, that child within you feels safe and supported and protected, then it's going to be ready to come out of hiding. It's going to be ready to come out and bring those childlike qualities into your life a little bit more deeply. So I feel there's something within you that wants to come out. So we could take that to mean a few different things, but what I'm feeling is there's a potential within you. There is almost a seed or an element or an aspect of you that wants to come out into the world and be shared or shown or experience the world. So it's a bit like, if you have been doing some things in private, if you have been doing or creating things or making things or trying things in private that you've been developing and that you're finding a really great connection with, it feels like you're being encouraged to think about how you can take that out, bring that out to the next level. I think my throat's getting dry from this heater, so I'll turn it off for a little bit. So how can you, or what is hidden, what is trapped in you that wants to come out into your life? So before, when I connected with Susan, it was more about something on the outside that we need to bring inside. Whereas with yours, it feels more like, if you had a chalice or an energy or an essence within you, it's now about bringing that out, sharing it, showing it, revealing it. And it doesn't matter who or how many people or the world. It doesn't have to be this big, bring this out to the world. It's more about your ability to express. So it doesn't matter how many eyes are on this. It doesn't matter who or how many people are being shown this thing. It's more about the action, the movement of bringing something inside out. So we could say like an expression or creating something. So like when I create something, I'm creating even something like this from a feeling deep within my body. And then my job as an artist, depending on which medium I'm using, is I'm looking for the best way to represent that energy that I feel, and I might get a vision with it, but I need to try and create or express that vision, that feeling as best as I can in what I'm creating. So then something like this might be created to represent that same energy that I'm talking about. So it's about getting what's inside out, and you'll probably know what this is straight away, because it's probably something that you've been feeling, or something you've been having an idea about, that you're not sure maybe how to get it out or how to get it, move it to the next level. So you might find things like creating or writing or talking about what you're feeling might be really helpful, just to get that energy starting to come out. It feels like there's something deep inside, almost tucked away, and I get that sort of pouch visual again, but it feels like a deep, like kangaroo pouch. And there's this little Joey that's right down, like a little newborn one that's like about this big, that's sitting right down deep in this furry, soft, warm pouch. And you've been encouraged to find this little Joey and bring it out in some way, to express it, to to get it out of your body, get it out of your system, get it out of your head, get it out of your heart, so you can start using it, doing it, putting it into practice, putting it into place. I can see this little Joey hopping around in your life. So this little Joey represents this new idea, this new beginning, this new thing that you need to, or maybe feeling inspired to bring out. And so as it comes out, and I'm seeing sort of ahead in time a little bit, I see this little baby Joey, like this little childlike Joey, this childlike kangaroo, jumping all around you with these big feet, just jumping all around. So there is a feeling of, again, this feeling of growth, and this feeling of bringing this little idea, this little thing that you have inside, and it may feel little, but I feel like there's more that it can be. So it's time to get that out and express that as best as you can and come out of hiding. There may be something in your past, maybe even connected with a past life, that has actually stopped you from bringing these parts out before. I feel like there is a bit of a resistance or a fear or a hesitation in case you're going to be punished, or someone's not going to understand it, or that you're probably going to be, almost jailed for what you want to bring out. So there feels to be a past life connection where you, in a past life, that you did want to bring an idea or this great idea that you had out and start creating it, we could say, or making it or bringing it into form, and that this was not accepted or not acceptable. So you were jailed away or trapped away in a cage sort of space is the feeling. So there may be a fear that's coming up around that past wound that you're still carrying, that may bring a little bit of fear or hesitation in bringing this new thing out into the world. So if you can imagine breaking down, in fact, I see these bars right in front of you, and these bars, they're black, so they're charcoal, sort of very charred black, and you've got your hands gripping on these bars, wanting to get out and wanting to let this part of you come out as well. It's like the urge, it's almost an instinct that this needs to come out so strong, but it's meeting with a fear from your past. So I feel like with your growing strength and your confidence and your courage, your determination in bringing this idea or whatever it is out into form is actually creating a strength that we can that I can see here in this visual of pulling these bars open. So it's your strength, it's your courage, it's your determination, it's your confidence within yourself that's going to help you push through that barrier of being trapped. So with those bars open, you squeeze out of this jail cell, squeeze out of these bars that have been trapping you and trapping your ideas, and not letting them very often move from an idea into form, because they get to that space and then something scares you perhaps. But that's in the past now, and you're moving out of those bars and leaving that fear behind. So as you step and squeeze out of these bars, you step out into this open field. This open field, it's a beautiful sunny day, everything's green and lush and flowing and beautiful. And here you bring this little part. It's like you reach into this pouch, you bring out this little Joey, and you show him to the world. But it doesn't have to be the world. You just show him the light. You just bring him out into the open and let him grow, let him form, let this and what it represents become a part of your life. Otherwise, I feel if you don't take action on this, and you'll probably find that you regret it. In a couple of decades' time, you might look back and go, why didn't I do that? So that there's not regret later, it feels to be important to consider, what is it that you need to bring out into the open? What do you need to bring out into the open? So let's add a healing energy card number 2 to go with that. See what that is. And we've got this here. Card 68. It says letting life progress, making the most of an unwanted situation. So I really feel that this is about letting things happen, let things move, let things progress now. So it's a bit like the mouse running on the wheel and being active and moving and bringing this energy that's inside you out into the open. Bring it out so that other people can. Oh, it's not about other people. I don't even want to say that. Actually, I'm going to go back. Bring it out so that you can free up yourself, so that you're not trapping yourself and you're not trapping this new energy, this new idea or whatever this is inside you. Because your fear of being trapped is actually trapping the idea. It's trapping that new energy. It's trapping that little Joey. So find your courage, find your determination, and trust what you need to do to bring what is inside out into the open. This may even be a wound or an issue that you've carried inside for a long time, that you've kept trapped in there out of fear of sharing. So it's okay and it's safe for you now to bring what's been inside you out into the open to help clear the air or bring it air, to give it life, to hand it over. So this is to help you let your life progress and let it rise up. Let yourself rise up from this. So thank you, Annick. I trust this resonates. Thank you so much for your support and for being one of my patrons. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everybody. And goodbye. I'm getting ready to go now. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you've enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please share or comment if you're inspired to. If you want to be a part of next month's Patron personal healing event, then please have a look at my Patreon page. The link is in the video down there somewhere or up there, or I don't know where it is on your device or how you're watching. So thank you. I will be back on Friday for our Patron healing list event. So I look forward to connecting with you then. And I'll be on my Facebook page. Now my Facebook profile has been reactivated. I'm now able to share live videos again on Facebook. So I may be in later today, I may not, but I'm sure I'll be in tomorrow at the very least. So thanks so much for watching and have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye.